I want to express gratitude to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals for its ruling today, which strikes a devastating blow to the legal defense of Proposition 8. Their thorough and well-reasoned decision reveals marriage discrimination for what it is, discrimination, and it powerfully affirms the U.S. Constitution's promise of equal protection under the law. For the city and county of San Francisco, this fight began 8 years ago, almost to the day, when then Mayor Gavin Newsom boldly decided to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples. Really, he deserves a tremendous... Shortly after, San Francisco would distinguish itself as the first government in American history to sue to strike down marriage laws that discriminate against same-sex partners. Fortunately, we wouldn't be alone. In addition to the brave plaintiffs whose own rights and marriages hung in the balance, we successfully recruited nearly 24 other cities and counties statewide over 6 years, representing more than 17 million Californians in support of marriage equality. We've also come a long way. Though we're still fighting here in California today, 6 states and the District of Columbia issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples. And I think we owe a debt of gratitude to all that began in this building 8 years ago. Together, we sharpened arguments for equality. And we put a human face on marriage discrimination. I know I speak for everyone in my office when I say how honored we are to continue work alongside the American Foundation for Equal Rights and its founder, Chad Griffin, an outstanding legal team led by David Boies and Ted Olson, and of course the couples they represent, Kristen Perry and Sandra Steer, and Paul Katami and Jeffrey Zarillo. I'm also very proud of the deputies in my office who've worked so hard on this appeal: Chief Deputy City Attorney Terry Stewart, Deputy City Attorneys Christine Van Aken and Molly Lee. And I also want to thank all the city officials whose support has been instrumental from the beginning. I know the term city family is sometimes criticized, but I can't think of a better, more fitting expression of what it means to have the strong support of Mayor Lee and the Board of Supervisors for a cause that matters so deeply to thousands of families in California and throughout the nation. Now, Terry Stewart and I are going to take your questions shortly, but as I mentioned, Mayor Lee and members of the board have some additional obligations, so I want to give them the opportunity to say a few words and to express their thoughts. So, Mayor Lee. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. You know, I've often said this is the year of the dragon, and the year of the dragon means you have to confront your challenges. You really have to confront them. And what a way to confront this challenge that's been with us for so many years. This is the greatest opportunity I've seen in civil rights for this generation. And it's one that I truly am celebrating with the city family. But I mostly want to thank the people who have battled this for so many years on behalf of all families in the state of California, in the Bay Area. This is a family issue. It's one that we felt true, that we were on the right side of history for so many years, but we still had to fight the battle. So without hesitation, I want to thank utmost our city attorney and his wonderful staff for continuing this battle in all the way to the federal court. It's been a wonderful, wonderful battle. 8 years ago, I watched as all of you on the various levels of this city hall as we knew that we were on the right side of history that many years ago. And we knew there was going to be some fights ahead of us. But we came together, we did the right thing, we started those marriages, and I was quietly, as your city minister at the time, going through as county clerk, getting the marriages ready. Well, we're going to do the same thing. We're getting ready. Because your constitutional rights shouldn't have to wait. They really should not have to wait for everybody else to catch up. This is the right thing to have done. I know that we still have court proceedings that we're going to be studying, but we need to take this opportunity to thank everybody that's been part of this great movement. I had a chance a couple of weeks ago at the U.S. Conference of Mayors to join mayors across this country on the Freedom to Marry movement. And you are hearing that more and more mayors and more states are accepting, recognizing the constitutional rights, and for this Federal Court of Appeals to have made such a significant ruling on this California proposition is very, very historic and very significant. So I want to thank everyone, but most importantly, in addition to the people that worked very hard and the communities that work very hard, the hundreds of families that have waited for so long to be accepted equally in this society. I need to thank all of you. This is how our society comes together. These are moments when we can celebrate and recognize there is no difference among all of us. This is a family in large part for humanity. So thank you very much for being together and sticking together for very much. Congratulations.